Hi, I'm Sam Patton. After you've found the data you need in one of the tables in data.census.gov, a great way to visualize that data is by using the mapping capabilities found in the site. In this tutorial, I want to give you an overview of the functionality that we have available on data.census.gov when you're working with maps. Let's say that I want to look at a map using the data that I found in table S1501, Educational Attainment, for all the counties in Idaho and the Idaho Falls metro area. I've already switched this table to use the 2023 ACS 5-year estimates. To get to the map of the estimates found in this table, click on the Maps tab along the top of the page, or go into More Tools to select Map from the drop-down options. Once we're on the map, we can see that we're looking at data for those who are less than high school graduate by percent for the population 18 to 24 years. I can click on the chevron in the tables list to close out the panels and bring the map into full view. Now let's say that I actually want to map out the percent of people 25 years and over who are a high school graduate. To do this, click on the chevron next to less than high school graduate at the top left and scroll down the list until you get to population 25 years and over, high school graduate, includes equivalency. Once you click on that, you'll see that the map and the legend update. If I want to add individual geographies to this map and consequently to my search, the quickest way is to use the Select button found in the ribbon. I can do this by clicking on the Select button, clicking on one of the geographies I want to add, and dragging the cursor over the other geographies that I want in order to create this rectangle. Right now, I'm using the Rectangle Select tool, but clicking on the drop-down arrow next to Select reveals other options. You can choose the box, a circle, or a lasso. Whichever shape you choose, remember that any geography that it touches will be selected. Once you are done making your selections, click on the Select button again to exit. If I make a mistake and I want to remove any of the geographies, I can just left-click on the one I want to get rid of and click on the Deselect button. If I want to completely clean out all of the geographies that I selected, I can use the Clear Geos button to do so. Just keep in mind that this will delete every single geography you've selected from your search, leaving you with a blank map. Remember that in addition to looking at the metro area, I also want to look at this data for all the counties. Right now, there isn't a way to view the data for the counties at the same time that I view the data for the metro area, as the map can only show the data for one type of geography at a time. So to view the county data, I have to use the Layer Select button to switch geography. Click on the button, scroll up, and click on County, or type it into the search box at the top. You'll see the map update to showing you data for all of the counties. Let's go over these remaining buttons using the county map. If I want to switch the year to a different one, I can use the Year button. If I switch it to 2021, I'll see that the map changes to show data for the 2021 5-year estimates. Let's switch it back to 2023. Now let's look at the button that says Dataset. I can use this button to switch between the 2023 1-year and 5-year estimates. I'm going to stick with the 2023 5-year estimates for this. One of my favorite capabilities is switching between the type of map shown using the Base Map button. We are currently using the basic base map. I really love the detailed base map because it makes the roadways and other landmarks much easier to see. Then there is the None base map, which gives you a plain map with only the geographies indicated. Now let's say that I want to see how the boundaries of the different metro and micro areas fall over the county boundaries. I can use the Boundaries button to do this. Click on it and check the boxes for both the boundary line and boundary label found next to Metropolitan Micropolitan Area OMB July 2023-2022 Economic Census, which is the most updated label for the metro micro area boundaries selection. Once we do this, we can see that the Idaho Falls metro area includes Butte, Jefferson, and Bonneville counties. Using the Colors button to the right of the Boundaries button gives you the option to change the color palette used in the map as well as the transparency. Doing this can help you see the boundary lines a little bit easier. The Classes button gives you more map customization options. At the top of the panel, you can change the map classification between natural, quantile, equal interval, and manual. It also allows you to change the number of classes used in the map by clicking on the chevrons on either side. At the bottom of the panel, you have the option to view the mean and standard deviation, as well as change the type of break used for the classes. Once I'm done making changes, I can close the panel by clicking on the Classes button again. The Identify button allows you to view geographic information on the geographies used in the map. Click on the button and then click on a geography. Let's click on Teton County. I can see that it's part of the Jackson, Wyoming, Idaho micro area. If I want to find out more about this particular micro area, I can click on the chevron. Note that the GeoID is one of the pieces of geographic information available. Once you are done using this, click on the Identify button again. The GeoJSON button triggers a download of a text file that contains the geographic information that can be used to load into mapping software like ArcGIS. You can use the Notes button to view data notes for the table and map. The notes typically include links to technical documentation, which is always handy to have quick access to. If I click on the Table button, a panel appears on the right showing the data table of only the estimates that are currently mapped by the chosen geographic level. For example, right now the table is showing the percent of the population 25 years and over that are high school graduates by county. If you go to the Layer button and change the layer from county to metropolitan micropolitan area, then click back to the Table button, you'll notice the geographies listed have changed to the metropolitan and micropolitan area, along with the corresponding data points. You can also have the option to toggle the margins of error off, view the full table, or download it. The Charts feature lets users visualize census data in flexible, interactive ways that go beyond maps and tables. Depending on the data, you can create bar, column, or line charts to customize how information is displayed. The charts are a powerful way to compare data, sort results, and analyze trends directly on data.census.gov. The last two options under More Tools are Print and Share. With the Print button, you can generate a printable PDF of the map view that includes the map and legend, so you can save it to your files or print a hard copy. Clicking the Share button opens a panel with a link to the current map view. You can copy the link, send it by email, or use the social media sharing options along the top to easily share the information with others. I hope this tutorial has been informative in learning more about the functionalities available when working with maps in data.census.gov. For more guidance on using data.census.gov, please see our resources page at the link found below. Thank you.